The A.L. Mitchell Outstanding Young Alumnus Award is given to a graduate who has made notable accomplishments during the first 15 years after graduation. It is named for Al Mitchell, a 1946 graduate of Emory and Henry who came back to serve his alma mater while still a young man. Josh Stamper is an educator who thought about walking away from education. Like a lot of teachers, he was frustrated with the sorts of behaviors he saw. But something changed for Josh when he began to ask, why? Why were the students in his school acting out? What could make them to make such poor decisions? He began to wonder what was going on at home for these kids. Once his perspective was altered, Josh's work and mission changed entirely. He no longer wanted to leave education. He wanted to stay and make a difference. He wanted to understand what young people were facing. He wanted to help them succeed by helping them through what was increasingly realized perilous home life challenges. Josh Stamper is now a familiar name to those who have made their mission to understand the effects of childhood trauma on a child's ability to learn. Focusing on schoolwork is a challenge for a lot of kids, but when you add complications like poverty, food insecurity, domestic violence, exposure to drug use, no access to health care, and more, that puts a child firmly in the at-risk category. Educators are now familiar with the Adverse Childhood Experiences, or ACES survey, where students answer questions that give teachers a better chance to understand the extent of the challenges facing the student. The test illuminates how young people can be adversely affected by factors completely out of their control. It has become Josh Stamper's mission to help raise awareness of childhood trauma in public education. He speaks publicly on the topic and recently did a Lyceum talk for Emory and Henry students. He has also written a book about the topic. Entitled Ugly Me, it is a work of fiction, and yet the book's protagonist follows the sort of path Josh has seen over and over in the lives of real students. The book follows a young woman on her first day of 7th grade, having many of the same awkward experiences we can all remember and relate to. But this teenager has the added up complications of missing a father, a mother with drug abuse, no support at home, a lack of food, and no access to clean clothing. The story in me is touching and frankly painful to read, but it serves as a lesson that we have to look past the behavior and the appearance of a child in order to understand what needs have to be addressed. So Josh is sticking with education because he has much work to do for his students, and he has much more work to do to educate all of us about how to better care for the youngest and most vulnerable among us. And our education system is better for the thoughtful work he is doing. The Emory and Henry Alumni Association is proud to announce Josh Stamper, Emory and Henry College Class of 2007, is the 2020 recipient of the Al Mitchell Young Alumnus Award.